All right, guys. I have a topic that I want to talk about today. It is talking about being abandoned from your child's life. This is something that's been on my heart for quite some time, and this is in regards to me having a child. I'm not going to mention the name of my child. I'm not going to mention the mother's name, but this is prior to marriage. I have been a financial supporter of the child's life. I've even tried to get visitation access, but unfortunately, my ignorance in the education way of my ignorance did not allow me to have access to be a part of my daughter's life. I was kept from my daughter, even though I paid child support on a regular basis. And my point of this conversation is to bring light to this because I know that there are hundreds and thousands of men and hundreds of thousands of women who pay child support but never get an opportunity to see their child. Unfortunately, the court case is a completely different case of when you pay child support or if you versus to you pay child support versus to visitation. Those are two different separate cases. And if you don't really have the proper legal team behind you, then you're in a situation where you end up paying child support for a child that you never see. And that's what I want to bring light to. I was kept away from my daughter for years, and my daughter is now 18, will be 19 this coming year, which is in 2019. July is her birthday. And it really frustrates me and it hurts because I actually have to watch my daughter grow up through social media and, never really got an opportunity to have a relationship with her. I'm married for about 15 years now. Been with my wife for about 18 years, just about as long as my daughter has been around, and never really got an opportunity to be a father to her. I try to be a great father to my children who lives in my home with me, but unfortunately, it's kind of like it's too late versus to what my daughter had said to me that she basically didn't want a relationship. Um, you know, I attempted to work out relationship with her mother. I could have done better on my end in regards to court. I failed at that, and really not knowing and not really having the proper people around me to tell me what I needed to do is unfortunately it's too late. And I can make up 1,000 excuses, but that really doesn't take away the fact of I'm still her father. There was someone else that basically raised her, that was the father figure in her life, and rightfully so because he had a relationship with her mother. They were married at one point, and he's in the household every single day, which allowed him to build a different bond with her. And I'm in the exact same situation because I have a son that's my wife's son. I've been a father to him since he was 3 years old, who's now 19 years old, and I completely understand. So I just really want to bring light to this. I would like to hear you guys' comments about this because this is something that's going on globally, and it really needs to be addressed. I don't really feel that it's fair to accept the child support check or accept financial goods and not be able to be a part of the child's life. I feel like that's completely unacceptable. It's not okay for that to go on, and I definitely want to bring awareness to that, for whether it's a woman trying to be a part of her children's life or a man trying to be a part of their children's life. Right now, it's really eating me up inside. I miss graduations. I miss first day of school, and all because of a relationship that I had with her mother. She felt that I should have done more regards to financially besides child support. And my logic, it was, if my daughter was at my house while I was paying child support on the opposite weekends or wherever visitation rights we came up with, or not necessarily rights, but visitation schedule we came up with, she would have gotten more. And it wasn't that I wasn't willing to do that, but life doesn't work at the drop of a dime. Especially you have a household and I have a household, and you call me out of the blue and saying, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z." Just to be realistic, if it wasn't planned, and I didn't have it. I just didn't have it. But you know that there was a child support check that was coming on a regular basis. To this day, she still falls under my insurance as my child. But she doesn't talk to me. I feel like her mom has brainwashed her and basically made her believe that she was the only one who wanted to be there in her life, and I feel like that's completely unfair. It's a lie, and I know that that's gone on so many different times. I've heard so many different stories from people uh, here and there, that have discussed and mentioned the same thing. Tell me, you guys. I want to hear your comments about this. This is something new that I'm going to start doing, and I want to talk about these type of topics on a regular basis because something needs to be done in regards to this. Because I have a history that I want to, a legacy that I want to live on with my daughter. Even though we don't have the relationship, she's only 18, will be 19, but someday I hope that changes. And I mean, I guess in reality, I could have done better as far as fighting the system and fighting her mother on being able to be part of her life. But unfortunately, the way the cookies crumbled, I did not. And so here I am now. Just basically want to bring awareness to this scenario here. Let me know your comments. Please be very brutally honest. In regards to what your thoughts are. I definitely want to kind of get you guys feedback about this. Again, this is a topic something I'm going to do like this at least probably once a week for now, but maybe later more as time progresses. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing you guys' comments. Talk to you later. Deuces.